All right, let's talk about something we've all experienced. Drowning in a chaotic group chat. It's a mess, right? But what if an AI could swoop in and act like a super smart organizer, tidying everything up for us? Well, today, we're going to find out exactly how that works.
I mean, seriously, have you ever opened a chat with a ton of new messages and just felt completely overwhelmed? One second you're trying to make weekend plans, the next you're debating lunch, and then, wait, was there a project deadline mentioned in there somewhere? It's a total digital mess, and you are definitely not alone in feeling lost.
So this brings us to the heart of the problem, which we're calling the chaos of group chats. It's this universal headache we all deal with, and it turns out researchers have a specific name for it, and even better, a really clever way to fix it.
Now, this is what that chaos looks like in the wild. You've got all these different topics, weekend plans, work deadlines, what to eat, a random tech question, all mashed together in one single chronological feed. It forces your brain to constantly switch gears, trying to figure out who's talking to who about what. It's just exhausting.
And yep, there is a technical term for this mess: thread interleaving. It's exactly what it sounds like. You've got different threads of conversation that get all woven or interleaved together. This is the big, central challenge that the researchers we're looking at today set out to solve.
So, with the problem laid out so clearly, the mission becomes pretty obvious, right? It's a mission to untangle this digital spaghetti and bring a little bit of sanity back to our group chats.
And the goal here is just beautifully simple: to build a system that can automatically sort every single message into the right conversation thread. Just imagine opening your chat and seeing every topic neatly grouped up, no more endless, frustrating scrolling to figure out what on earth is going on.
Okay, so how in the world do you build an AI that can pull this off? Well, the researchers basically programmed what I like to think of as an AI detective. And like any good detective, it's got to look for specific clues to crack the case.
The AI detective's method is really fascinating because it's not just looking at one thing. It's gathering two totally different kinds of evidence. On one hand, you have semantic clues. That's the what, the actual meaning of the words. And on the other hand, you have social clues. That's the how, the hidden patterns in how we all talk to each other. Let's start with those semantic clues. The AI uses this really advanced language model that can understand the context of a message, not just look for keywords. So it knows that "I'm starving" and "so where are we eating" are both part of the same "let's get lunch" conversation. Just like a person would.
But, and this is key, meaning isn't everything. The AI also digs into the social clues. Think about it. If you see a bunch of rapid-fire messages back and forth between two people, they're probably in the middle of a specific conversation, right? The AI spots that. It tracks things like response times and who's talking to whom to find these hidden social links.
This really breaks down the whole process beautifully. First, the AI goes through and extracts both the semantic and the social clues from every single message. Then, it combines all that info into a detailed profile for each message. And finally, it just groups the messages with similar profiles together. Boom! Just like that, your messy chat is organized into neat, separate threads.
Okay, so the theory sounds amazing. But does this AI detective actually get the job done in the real world? Well, the researchers set up a test, a kind of showdown between their method and some other approaches out there.
Now take a look at this number. This is the performance score of a competing AI model. A perfect score is 1, so 0.986 is, wow, that's almost perfect. It looks like our AI detective is about to get smoked by some kind of genius AI. But hold on, there is a massive catch.
And here is the gigantic difference. The impractical genius on the left, it only gets that near-perfect score because you have to basically cheat. You have to tell it beforehand exactly how many conversations are going on. I mean, that's impossible in a real chat. But our practical detective on the right, it figures out the number of threads all by itself. So yeah, its score of 0.463 is lower, but it's the only one that's actually useful.
This chart really tells the story. See that super tall blue bar on the left? That's our impractical genius. Looks great on paper, but remember, it's cheating. Now look over at the green bar for SBIRT plus DBSCN. That's our guy, the practical detective. The bar might be lower, but it represents a real, truly automatic solution that could actually work on your phone.
So, after all this, what's the end result? What's the big payoff for all this clever AI work? Well, it leads to a genuinely smarter and way tidier chat experience for every single one of us. And get this, it's fast, like incredibly fast. This system can process and sort 100 messages in under 2 seconds. That's more than efficient enough to run right on your phone in real time without slowing anything down.
And here it is. This is the final result. All that complicated AI stuff leads to this beautifully simple solution. Instead of one chaotic feed, you get a clean, color-coded chat where you can follow each conversation just by looking at it. The chaos is finally, truly untangled.
So, what are the big lessons here? Well, first, practicality totally beats perfection. A tool that actually works in the real world is so much better than a perfect one that's impossible to use. Second, understanding the meaning of what we say is so important. And finally, this is just a great example of how AI can be used to solve those small, everyday annoyances that just make our digital lives a little more frustrating.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? If AI can sort out our messy group chats, what other daily digital headaches could it solve next? Maybe untangling our ridiculous email inboxes. Or how about summarizing those long video meetings we missed? The possibilities are honestly pretty exciting to think about.